A ripple in blackness begins to reveal a black and white portrait drawing of a landscape. The landscape appears to contain a small village, a forest, hills and a lake. In the sky a face hangs there. This face, you should know, is black. Slowly bleeding through the drawing, a mass of 3D sculpted faces appears. Like clay, they are distorted. The eyes dotted in the faces are not quite where they should be. They all move together, darting left and right. A red javelin from a pair of eyes points downward toward the village. Like stars, eyes dot the sky and slowly rotate.
Their bodies are closer now, almost touching, almost breathing on each other. The sky cracks in half as the long-forgotten voice of a lost god returns to earth. June is already running to a window. There are a lot of murmurs in the bar. June looks out the window but sees nothing. A few others who were in the room have also run to the window. No one says anything as they stare transfixed outside. The air begins to resonate as it shifted through the atmosphere of carbon, nitrogen, and oxygen. The makeup of life changed unbeknownst to anyone. The sky cracks in half as the long-forgotten voice of a lost god returns to earth. The air begins to resonate as it shifted through the atmosphere of carbon, nitrogen, and oxygen. The makeup of life changed unbeknownst to anyone. The air was charged like a thick soup of static. As the voice wrapped itself around the planet and began to touch the ground, the static rose on the skin of their backs. June's hair was floating as though she was submerged in water. June's hair was floating as though she was submerged in water. Everybody looked at her. The buzzing sound can be heard by everyone now. Although it had begun as an auditory experience, its frequency had begun to resonate within their bodies. A pulse shook through the ground. Sep falls to the ground beside June. The two buried their heads into each other's shoulders. They scream in unison as they expect the building they are in to fall in on them. And then suddenly, everything stops. They are only an inch apart. The other members in the room are all standing against the walls as if the pulse had not been felt by them. Their gaze fixed on the two holding onto each other. They watch them in silence. June. Sep. Sep leans in whispering, "Sep, don't leave me tonight." Kissing June.